Hi, hello students. Let's go and move on to example number 2. How hot, how cold? Here we go. Temperatures are commonly measured using two different scales. We have Celsius and Fahrenheit. So these are two different kind of measurements for temperature. In the United States, the Fahrenheit system continues to be used, acceptable standard for non-scientific use. All other countries have adopted the Celsius as their primary measure scale in use. All right, the thermometer, over here shows how both scales are related. So on this side, the left side, we have the Fahrenheit. On the right side, we have the Celsius. As you can see, F here for Fahrenheit, C here for Celsius. All right, so let's go and look at kind of what they want us to do. It says here, boiling point for water is 100 degrees Celsius. Where is 100 degrees Celsius located on the thermometer to the right? Well, we have to make sure we're looking at the right side. The C means Celsius, so we go over here to C. If we look over here, we need to find the 100 degrees. Well, this line goes up to 50. So it says, where is 100 degrees Celsius located on the thermometer? Well, the answer is it's not. 100 degrees Celsius is not shown on the thermometer. 100 degrees Celsius, so we're just going to put C, is not shown on the thermometer. Thermometer, there it is. Now, why is it not shown? Because, oops, let's go and fix that. It's above the 50 degrees. I'm going to put Celsius. All right, so there we go. So it's not on here because 100 degrees is above the 50 degrees and it only goes up to 50 degrees Celsius. So there you go. All right, next one. On the vertical number line, describe the position of the integer that represents 100 degrees Celsius. Well, the integer that represents 100 degrees Celsius, of course, if this is 0, it would be 100 units or 100 up. So that's how it would be located, or how it would be represented. So let's go ahead and type that in there. The integer of 100 would be 100 units above, since we're going up, above the 0. And of course, we have to make sure we're talking about the right side because 0 degrees Fahrenheit is down here. We want 0 degrees, and then we're going to put C for Celsius. Actually, let's go ahead and spell this one out in this case. There you go. All right, so I'm describing where it'd be located. The integer of 100 would be 100 units above the 0 degrees Celsius. So here's 100 degrees Celsius. There's 50 units above. We would have to double that or go way up here to 100 degrees to find that. So there you go. So there's our two different answers for A and B. Let's go and look at C. It says write each temperature as an integer. So now we're just going to come up with the integer answer based on what they're asking us. There you go. It says the temperature shown on the thermometer in degrees Fahrenheit. So if we look at this red mark right here, this is the temperature on the thermometer. Well, if we look at it on Fahrenheit side, this is right at 100 degrees. Well, since it's above 0 on the Fahrenheit side, that would be a positive 100 degrees. So we just simply write 100. That is the integer. If we go ahead and we look at, let's go ahead and mark that with the blue so we kind of see where it's going on. Let's go ahead and take out another color for the next one. So that's it. I mean, that's all they're asking us to do. Let's look at C2. It says that the temperature shown on the thermometer in degrees Celsius. So we're going to look at the same temperature right here, but now we're looking at the other side, degrees Celsius. Well, it's about, if we kind of look at what's going on here, if we look at the spacing, it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. That means each of these represent 2 because it goes from 30 to 40, which is 10. And if it goes up 5 spots, that means it has to go up by 2. So this one's 32, this one's 34, 36, and 38. So let's go ahead and write down 38 degrees Celsius, or as an integer, 38. Okay, so we had to look at the scale. We can't assume these are all going up by ones because there's only 5 spots for 10 digits or for 10 numbers. I go, that wouldn't make any sense to go by 1. So we have to pay attention to how it's being changed. And the last one we're going to do together, it says the freezing point of water in degrees Celsius. Right here it says freezing point of water in Celsius, and of course it's pointing right at the 0 mark. All right, so if we look at this right here, this is pointing right at the 0 mark, which of course the freezing degrees for water in Celsius is 0 degrees, or just simply 0. We're talking about Fahrenheit. If we look at the other side, it's actually 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But it doesn't ask us that, so we don't need to write that down. All right, so we look down at the rest of the page. We have 2 different kind of questions or things going on. I want you to work with your partner, and I want you to actually answer these 2 questions. So talk about it together. If your partner's still working on the video, just go ahead and start writing something out, and then share what you guys have for answers. All right, once you're done with that, go ahead and stop the video and go ahead and move on to the rest of the assignment.